Lovers. Just getting the old fan sorted. She's a bit warm. Saturday, Saturday, Saturday. It's another beautiful day. My loves. Ugh, let's do that couch. It's filthy. And it's perfect. I just did the most beautiful ecstatic dance. Ecstatic dance session just then. Oh gosh, why do I do this to myself every time? There we go. Yeah, I just did the most beautiful ecstatic dance session. It was amazing. God, it feels good to just move your body, hey? Like, delicious, divine juiciness, makes you feel all the good feels. I'm holding my phone today, so I'm going to hold it as still as I can, because I needed to sit on this comfy sofa. So how are we? Just going to wait and see if anyone jumps on. 2 days. 2 days left of this incredible year, 2018. Hey Jody, how are you, lovely? Yeah, amazing. I think 2018 has been pretty heavy for a lot of people, and like massively like growth, a lot of growth and expansion. I definitely have experienced a lot. November just blew the roof off me. It's changed me to my core, what I experienced in that month, doing that development work on myself. So it's, now it's all unpacking and some pretty gnarly stuff's coming up, but it's all perfect, isn't it? It is all perfect, tribe. So make sure you say hello when you're jumping on, and tell me something that you're grateful for in the comments. Also chuck some of those beautiful love hearts my way, because you know I love the love. Oh, someone's just jumped on and given me a love heart, and I can't see who it is, but let me know if you're here, because I like to know who I'm chatting to. And if you're catching the replay, then hashtag that replay in the comments so that I know who gets to see this message too, because I love that. That's why I do this, is to kind of support you guys. So yeah, let me know. It's always nice to know. So for those of you who don't know who I am, shame on you. Where you been? No, I'm joking. But a little bit, yeah. My name is Nikki. I am a love warrior. I work with women to support them in finding the love of their lives. Incredible, soul-connected, beautiful, divine love. And how we do that is by connecting back to self and building that love within first, to then attract in from that incredible space of wholeness. And it feels good. So today I wanted to have a chat to you about relationships, romantic relationship. So this has been something that's coming up for me lately, and I did an awesome live the other day with a divine being, soulmate of mine, Matt, who is just come into my world in a massive way, and we are just, it's a beautiful, beautiful unfolding of a friendship, relationship, love affair, whatever you wish to call it. And it's just got me thinking about these expectations and relationship, and what the word means to me, and how it can actually, how that word or that experience can show up for you in your life. So I want to start with asking you a question of, what does relationship mean to you? What does relationship mean to you, that word? What does being in a romantic relationship mean to you? And just hang out with that, and let me know in the comments here if you've come up with something. What does that mean for you? And the reason I ask this is because so often we are actually bombarded with these ideas of what a relationship is supposed to be. And that can often be something that's, in magazines, it's religious expectations. A lot of people believe that the perfect ideal relationship is between a man and a woman who meet, they don't have sex before marriage, they get married, they have kids, they have the white picket fence. Like, that is the idea of a perfect relationship. You don't have relationships with the people of the opposite sex outside of your relationship. And on the flip side of that, there's also people who believe that an open relationship is a form of relating, which it is. And also, you know, polyamory relationships. And there's all sorts of different ideas out there as to what relationships are supposed to look like. And there's also a lot of people out there creating their own rules. And that's what I wanted to speak about today, was that whole, we have these expectations put on us and these ideas of, well, this is how a relationship's supposed to look, and if it doesn't look like that, then it's destined to fail and there's something wrong with you and it's not going to work, etc. And what's been my experience of late is that that's fucking bullshit, and that you get to actually create your own rules. So I have, just like I said, I've done a fuckload of work on myself recently, and I've really cracked open a lot of stuff, and have been really like craving a really deep connection with conscious men. And I believe this is part of my healing around the masculine, something I didn't experience from my father, and something I certainly haven't experienced through my life. And my relationships have always been quite superficial, surface level, and anything deep that did come into my like awareness or my vicinity, my space, was something that I avoided. I didn't know how to go there. I didn't know how to have a depth of relationship with, I was gonna say men, but I think with anyone. And that was really, now looking back, it's really obvious seeing those shifts. So what I'm exploring now is having an incredible, beautiful romantic relationship with my soulmate king, my beautiful partner Gary, because he's not mine. He's this person that we are choosing to spend time with every single day. That's our choice. And we take it day by day, week by week, because you just don't know. And I know that I knew the moment that I met him that he was going to play a big part in my life. But with anything, you don't know what's going to happen. Absolutely anything that could happen. And so that's why I'm very much pro taking it, you know, week by week, as opposed to, I've got to be with this man for the rest of my life, because that puts so much pressure on. And this is something that you guys get to explore as well, is dropping that pressure of, oh, well, this next person that I'm going to get into a relationship has to be the one. What is the one? Is there actually a one, or is there multiple ones? Because I know I've had really incredible deep connections with a lot of people that I could have relationships with, or romantic relationships with, or whatever the ideal of a romantic relationship is. So it's really about connecting back into what is true for you in regards to how you define a relationship, like a romantic relationship. So as I was going to say, is that yes, I've got this incredible, beautiful, loving relationship with Gary, but there's a part in our relationship that doesn't get met for me, an aspect, which is the depth of conversation that I really crave. And I get this from my girlfriends, and I also found myself blocking myself from experiencing these kind of deep connections with other men, because for me it felt like I wasn't able to do that, or it wasn't okay for me to do that, thanks to past experiences, as well as societal expectations. Oh, if you're really, really close friends with another man and you've got a partner, then you've got to be cheating, like you're shagging them, there's something going on. So I'm really exploring this now. As I said, I've had three really amazing men like come into my life in a big way. There's Matt, there's Zulu, who's amazing, and another beautiful guy called Reese, who I met at Extreme. And these guys are all incredible, and I have amazing conversations with them all. And it takes nothing away from my relationship with Gary, my king. So I really am in that space of really redefining what that is and how that looks for me, and how an actual relationship can be. And Gary and I have very open conversations about this, and we were talking the other night, is that like, if you are to kind of, like at the end of the day, we both just want each other to be really, really happy, and we have so much trust in each other and faith, and everything is on the table. There's nothing hidden. So I have that freedom and that beautiful space, and he does as well. It works both ways for us to have relationships outside of the our relationship, our soul relationship together, our partnership, to be able to have beautiful connections with people of the opposite sex without it meaning anything about him and I. And that feels really beautiful and aligned for me. It feels really, really lovely. And for him as well. And we've both said, you know, if we get to the point where neither of us are making each other happy and we find someone else who does, like, it's not like we're going out and looking for other people, but if you get to that point where we're really fucking unhappy in our relationships, regardless of whether there's someone else involved or not, then it's very much comes down to, well, I want you to be happy. And to me, that's unconditional love. To us, that is expressing love in a way that's really true for us, and allowing us to define what our relationship looks like. And I've also seen this a lot in other couples where, you know, there's polyamory, and then there's an amazing couple, Kate Murray and Henare O'Brien, who really create their own rules in their relationships. It's really beautiful to see, where they, you know, they even have periods where they live apart just because that's what works for them. Like, and they've had someone else come into the relationship. They've had long periods of separation, and yeah, it's just amazing to see. And they're constantly in that and reassessing what their relationship looks like and how it's going. They're talking, they're communicating, and that's the key, open communication. As long as there's no deceit, like when you start going behind someone's back, that's a completely different story. But if you can create that beautiful open conversation with the man that you love, and then allow yourself to actually love others, because we are all love, like we are all one. And I am dropping into such a deep space of love. Like I've never experienced love this way before. The way that it makes me emotional, how this shift, like how the depth of love that I'm experiencing within right now for humanity, and the depth of love that I'm experiencing for these people who are coming into my life is amazing, including men. And it's rattled me a little bit. I've had some really big conversations with Matt, especially, is because I'm like, well, what the fuck? For me, like, feeling this has always been like, well, then I must need to be with you, or I must need to it's going to lead to sex or a relationship or something. And it's so beautiful to be in that space of just going, well, actually, no, it doesn't. I can actually really step into this depth of love and actually just experience this kind of love for humans, for human beings, regardless of sex, that is so deep. It's like I was saying to him, it's like, it's my gut, it's my whole body. And I love Gary with the same, like, power and passion. It's just incredible. So it's really about allowing ourselves to love freely without societal expectations of, oh, well, you're not allowed to have friendships outside of relationships, and you can only love one person. You can only, if you're in a relationship, you're not allowed to express love for another person, or, it doesn't make sense to me anymore. I don't think it ever has. It's always been something I've questioned. Monogamy's always been, well, not monogamy, but like that whole one person for the rest of your life, getting married, all that kind of thing has always been something that I've questioned. And now I'm developing a deeper understanding of why. Is because I don't believe that we as humans are supposed to love only one person for our lives. And we have such a huge capacity to love. Like, I've experienced that with my kids. Fuck me. Like, just when you think you can't love anymore, it amplifies and goes next level to, like, you have one and you're like, whoa, this love. And I honestly used to think with Phoenix, I'm like, before he came out, I was like, God, am I going to love him? Am I going to have enough love to give him? And I don't even know where it comes from. It's limitless. The amount of love that we can actually express here. It makes me emotional. I'm so fucking loved up right now. I just want to cry all the time. It's crazy. But the capacity that we hold to be able to love is limitless. And this is what is missing so badly in this world, is that whole freedom to just love and express ourselves and express that love for others. And can you imagine a world in which that was just the norm, where people just expressed how they felt about each other? Wow, I really love you, and just allowed it to just be that. Fuck, we have an amazing connection. I really want to talk to you. Let's chat. Like, let's do that. And my beautiful, loving partner who I share my body with is over there having another chat with another incredible person who happens to be a female, and they're having an incredible connection and expressing love for each other. And that means nothing about him and our relationship. Like, it's just a beautiful space to be in. So I really wanted to just offer you guys that permission slip to really define what a relationship looks like to you. What does that word actually mean to you? And what does love mean to you? Do you limit that? Do you put a lid on that and say, well, this is, when I'm in a relationship, I will only express love for that person? And remember, it's not a one size fits all. It's not a one size fits all. Yes, some people really love getting the idea of being with one person for the rest of their lives and they get married, and that's beautiful. And that's incredible, and what an extraordinary experience. And if it doesn't feel right for you, then that's okay, and that doesn't make you wrong. If having multiple partners is what feels right for you, then fucking amazing. What a beautiful experience. And someone else is not going to agree with that, and that's totally okay too. And if being single and just having casual sex for the rest of your life is what a relationship looks like to you, then amazing, beautiful, what an incredible experience. Like, there is no right or wrong. And when we drop those labels of, wow, this is what I'm told a relationship looks like and how a relationship is supposed to be, and this is what I'm expecting to attract, and you're in that and you're fucking miserable and you don't know why, then it's an invitation for you to look at, okay, well, maybe it's because this doesn't align for me. Maybe it's because this isn't actually how I define relationships in my life. Maybe it's not quite right for me. So, yeah, define it. Get really clear on that, and get really clear on what it looks like for you. What is your definition of cheating? What are your lines? What are your boundaries with that stuff? And then when you are exploring this stuff, like exploring relationships with another person, ensure that you express this. Yay, Jody, I'm glad it resonates, my love. Awesome. Well said, lovely. Thanks, Tammy. Love you. Express that. Express to that person that, hey, this is what my idea of a relationship is. This is what feels really good for me. And if they are like, yeah, cool, that sounds good to me, awesome. And if they're like, oh, well, no, actually, this is probably what I want more, then choose to walk away. You get to define and you get to choose. And that's a massive thing, is do not allow fear to dictate the relationships that you get into. Because if you're getting into a relationship based on the fear of not actually finding someone who's going to actually align with the values and the definitions that you put on what a relationship looks like, then you're going to be fucking miserable for the rest of your life. Or the relationship's going to come to an abrupt end and you're going to be left going, what the fuck? Why did this happen again? So ensure that you are clear on what it is, how your relationships look, how your ideal, what is your idea of commitment? What does the word relationship mean for you? How do you see yourself in a 5-year, 10-year? Get clear on that. Sit down and spend some time thinking about it, because I guarantee it's not something that a lot of people have thought about. We just fed this ideal. This is what is a relationship. This is what a healthy relationship looks like. Well, not always. There are a lot of miserable people in marriages. I promise you that. And there's possibly a lot of really happy people in open relationships, and happy people in polyamorous relationships, and happy people married as well, I'm sure. But it's not a one size fits all. So really get clear on your definition, what a relationship looks like for you, how it feels for you. And then you get to date with that that in your back pocket and being like, oh, okay, cool. And you get to ask the questions and express and say, well, you know, getting to know that person, what their definition is too, so that you guys can actually come together in a way that is going to light you both up. Not just one person being like, well, I believe in marriage and locking you down and you're not allowed to express anything to anyone else, when the other person's sitting there silently screaming, going, but it's so unnatural for me to not be able to express my love to other people without it meaning anything about the love that I have for this other for you, like, and that's just not going to work. There's going to be resentment. There's going to be one person who's fucking miserable. There's going to be all sorts of shit going on in that relationship that you just don't have to experience if you choose not to. Yeah, that's it. I feel complete. So let me know, like, you know, if this resonates for you, let me know in the comments, chuck some hearts in there. And yeah, hang out with it and then gain that clarity around it so that you can be really empowered in your dating and in finding someone that you get to hang out with. And also, if you want to check out my ecstatic dancing from earlier, go over to my Instagram and see my stories. It's really beautiful. It's fun. All right, my loves. I love you all so much. I hope you're having a beautiful Saturday, and I will see you very, very soon.